Hey there, this is Chad Garber, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to play Children of the Sun by Billy Thorpe. Here are the parts. Then there's then it goes into the beginning part again, but it adds this little lick. And then later on it goes. Alright, and then it goes into the solo part. I'm going to show you a little bit of the solo. The beginning part of the solo is. Onto a pentatonic scale lead, but the important part is alright, and that is the song. If you like this video and other videos like it, by the way, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alright, let's get into this. Pretty easy song, at least for the most part. You're gonna do it just an you're gonna start off doing an E bar chord without major or minor designated, and then you're going to do a minor. So you're going to, the first time you're going to do, here's how I do it. I put my pointer finger over the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7th fret of the A, D, G, B, and E. And then I take my ring finger and put it on the 9th fret of the D, and my pinky finger on the 9th fret of the G. The strumming pattern is so generally it's, so it's down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, 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 okay, and that's the whole pattern for this. So you're gonna, but then the second time you're gonna put your you're gonna do the minor chord there. It's an E minor chord. And you're going to use your, but basically all you got to do is add your middle finger to the 8th fret of the B string. And then when you strum it, strum down, emphasize the higher strings. So you can hear that part. Okay? Then you're going to do the D power chord, which is just slide your finger down with your pointer fingers over the 5th fret of the A, D, G, B, and E. Your ring finger is on the 7th fret of the D, and your pinky finger is on the 7th fret of the G. A major, which is put your pointer finger over the 5th fret of all the strings, put your middle finger on the 6th fret of the G, and put your ring finger on the 7th fret of the A, and your pinky on the 7th fret of the D. So that's the whole first progression. That goes, the first major part of the song does this for a long time, and it starts off fading in and fading out, or not fading out, but fading in. So and then it goes in that bridge part where it goes, it's just an E E power chord, or you just do the E major chord. And you know, as far as like picking it, I was doing a little picking, but he does something, but the main part is the chord, which is an E major chord, which is having your pointer finger on the first fret of the G string and your middle finger on the second fret of the A and your ring finger on the second fret of the D, and hitting all the strings. And then it goes to a C. Now, everywhere I looked online, they got this wrong, so this is exclusive, I think. But anyway, so C, and all that is put your pointer finger on the first fret of the B string, your middle finger on the second fret of the D string, and your ring finger on the third fret of the A string. F bar chord, which is put your pointer finger over all the strings of the first fret of all the strings. Put your ring finger on the third fret of the A and your pinky on the third fret of the D, and then strum all the strings. I think it's a major though. Actually, actually I just do it without. I don't hit all the strings. I just hit the first three. But I think it's major, so you can go ahead and put your middle finger on the second fret of the G as well, and then strum all the strings. La 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 la. Slide it all the way up with your pointer fingers over the third fret of all the strings, your ring fingers on the fifth fret of the A, and your pinkies on the fifth fret of the D. And your middle fingers on the fourth fret of the G. And then it goes back to this part. But it adds this little lick. Bit of a tricky lick for some reason. All you're doing there is what I do is I slide with my. So here's the funny thing. He's doing what I think he's doing is I think he's doing a Phrygian. I don't think he's doing a pentatonic. He's doing some of the pentatonic, but I think he's doing it in the Phrygian position of the E, which is interesting. If you don't know what that means, then that's fine. But if you do know what that means, it might help you. Anyway, so what he does is he goes, what I do at least, I take my ring finger, slide it from the 5th fret to the 7th fret of the low E. Take my pointer finger, put it on the 5th fret of the A. Pick down both of them. I slide it from the 5th to the 7th, I'm sorry, slide it from the 5th fret of the E to the 7th fret of the E. And then pick down on the 5th fret of the A. And then I take my pinky, and then I put my ring finger on the 7th fret of the A. Then I slide it all the way. That's not even the best way to do it, but that's probably okay. Let's scratch that. Let's do it this way. So put your pointer finger. We're gonna do it the Phrygian way because it is a Phrygian scale, I believe. All right. So you start with your pointer finger. So scratch that little slide thing. Start from your pointer finger on the 7th fret of the E. Use your pinky and hit the 10th fret of the E. You can hammer on or you can pick it. Pick down. Then pick down on the 7th fret of the A. And then pick down on the 10th fret of the A. So far it's a box. Then he goes to the 9th fret of the A. And then back down to the 7th fret of the A. And the tricky part is use your pinky and go back to the 10th fret of the E. Then you go to the 9th fret of the A instead of the 7th fret of the A. Then you end up in the 7th fret of the A. What I like better, I don't think it's how he plays it, but what I like better is this. It doesn't do that. So all that was doing is replacing the 10, hitting the 9th fret of the E instead of the 10th fret on one of those, but that's not how he plays it. So it's just like I said. Okay? Then he does it again, but he does it in an octave higher, so he goes. Or at least that's how I'm playing it. So you take your ring finger, hit the 9th fret of the D, then hit your 7th fret of the G, then use your ring finger to the 9th fret of the G, then use your middle finger to hit the 8th fret of the B, and then the 7th fret of the B, 8th fret of the B, and the 7th fret of the B. And then your ring finger to hit the 9th fret of the G again. And then use your pointer finger for the 7th fret of the G. And then you hit the 7th fret of the B. And end up on the 9th fret of the G. Okay? Alright, then every once in a while he'll do this. It's the same exact thing, except for ending it on the first one, the lower octave. Instead of ending it on the 7th fret of the A, he just bends. Instead of going to that, he just bends the word from the 9th fret of the A. The whole step. The same thing with the higher one. Instead of ending on the 9th fret of the G, he goes from the after he picks the 7th fret of the B, he bends that 7th fret of the B for a whole step. The first time with the lower octave is. Second time, or whatever, the times after this. And then the higher octave sounds like this. First time. And then after that. Alright, and then to the solo. I'm not going to show you the whole solo. It's an E pentatonic scale. But he's also using, I think he's using some Phrygian stuff. And he's doing some funky stuff. I think it's really cool, actually. But I'm just going to show you the very first part. The rest of it, you can kind of just mess around with it. But I love the first riff. It kind of goes... And all I'm doing there is I'm doing a low E. I'm holding this, putting my ring finger, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A and my ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D. And then it's hitting the open E and B. Or you can just hit the, you can do the E major chord again. Okay, but then he goes, so you're using my pointer finger, and again, you can do this in the pentatonic scale, but it seems like it doesn't work if you try it that way in that position. The better position is down here, so it goes. So you put your pointer finger on the 8th fret of the B, pick down, and then put your middle finger on the 9th fret of the G. So 8th fret of the B, 9th fret of the G. Then it goes. This is the coolest part of the whole song, possibly. All he's doing there, I was trying to do it at the E pentatonic scale, like a. This doesn't work. So down here, though, you put your It's a kind of a tough bend, but put your pinky finger, your ring finger on the 7th fret. Love it. Alright, so you put your ring finger on the 7th fret of both the G and the B strings, and you're going to bend it like, I tried to bend it down because I usually bend down on these kind of licks, but you have to bend up. I do at least to make it sound right. So all you're going to do is you're going to go. You're going to have both the strings doing it. So you're going to bend them. Then you're going to pull off to where your pointer finger's on the 5th fret of the G. Pull off to a, yeah, so it's like a pull off. Your pinky ends up on the 7th fret of the D. So kind of like you're going. So if you like, to get the feel of it, you can put your ring finger on the 7th fret of the G and do it bend there, and then pull and end up on the 5th fret of the G and pull off. Pulling off that from the 7th fret to the of the G to the 5th fret of the G. And you end up, like I said, on the 7th fret of the D string. And then you end up on the 5th fret of the D string. But instead of just doing that one string, you bend both those strings. So you're bending both the 7th fret of the B and the G and the B. And then you do the same thing on the 7th fret of the D. And do the same exact, So it's... And then he does something he does like a pentatonic scale. Where it bends on the 14th fret of the G. Then you can just do your own improvisation unless you feel like going through and listening to exactly what it does. It's not hard. You can throw some of these in there. You didn't get that high. You just throw some bends on a pentatonic scale. I didn't learn all the specifics, but to me the best part is... Whoops, sorry. I love it. And then he does that again at the end. But that is the song. Again, there's more of the pentatonic scale he does in some of that. And if you listen to the rest of it, you'll kind of get the feel. But that is the song. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, like I said, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much. And have a great day jamming out with Billy Thorpe.